So it is Monday. What day? It is August the 10th already, which is hard to believe. Last month of summer before we go into fall, also sort of like a chaotic time in our world. A lot of us that have kids, we're not quite sure if our kids are going back to school, if we're going to be doing homeschooling stuff, or some sort of mixture in the middle. And just one of my just pieces of advice to give to you guys sort of as we're going through this like transitional time is, as a business owner, I know that I have goals for my business, right? I have goals for my life. I know where I want to be. And it doesn't matter if we have COVID, or if you have a newborn, or you have a kid going to kindergarten for the first time, or maybe it's their senior year in high school, right? Or maybe you're an empty nester and you don't have any kids at home at all right now. There is always going to be some sort of distraction, right? There will always be an easy excuse that you can use for why it is a chaotic time to build a business, right? And I always like giggle because I'm like, yeah, this is really no different than when Landon and Bryce were little, or when one of them started, stopped taking 2 naps and we had to learn how to adjust to 1 nap, or when they were teething and our nap schedule was all crazy. Like, I just feel like, we're always going to have chaos that we're managing, but it's about really managing ourselves more than anything. So yeah, I understand that at any given moment, there are a lot of uncontrollables, but what can you control? You can control the way you react. You can control the boundaries you set up. You can control how much you let social media run you versus you really running it. You can control your output and, how you show up to the day. So I really want to challenge you to just sort of face maybe some of the narratives that you have been saying about why you can't build your business the way you would like to right now, because there'll never be a perfect condition. There'll never be a perfect time. I mean, I know, Taylor, you're sort of in the midst of that right now. You're, maybe sitting on a bed in a spare room in your mom and dad's house right now because you can't close on your house yet. You don't even have all of your stuff because I think it's on a truck somewhere, like in the midst, right? Like, life is chaos, right? But here you are, still showing up for your business, still showing up. I saw you doing your workouts. I see you making the best of the situation. That's how you do it. You just sort of work through, as uncomfortable and wonky as it is. And that's really where growth happens. That's really where you kind of create resiliency, and you're like, yeah, I can totally do this. Like, I can handle this. It might not be perfect. I might be exhausted when I fall into bed at night, but at least I know I'm making an impact. I'm doing something I love. I get to build a business on my own terms. And that drives me to keep showing up each day and being the best version of myself that I can be, right? So we're going to go into that. We're going to go into the fall season. It's going to be the same thing, but we're going to control what we can control. So one of the things, again, out of our control is live events. We can't get together. We can't host a team retreat this year. We can't do Super Saturdays. There is no leadership in Arizona this fall. We are hoping, we're going to say lots of little prayers that New Leader Conference will happen next year in 2021. But in the meantime, what can we do? What can we control? Well, we can get together. So if you haven't already heard, we're going to host a virtual vacation. And so this virtual vacation is for anybody in the Dream Team downline. So you may not be sponsored by me, but if you are on this call right now, you are a part of our organization, right? So pass this on to your team. So on September 10th, 11th, and 12th, we are doing a virtual event. That virtual event is for coaches that are diamond and above. So if you are not diamond yet, you have a month to get your butt in high gear and get there. If you are not a paid diamond, which means you were diamond before, but you dropped rank, you actually need to be a paid diamond. You need to look in your back office and it needs to say diamond coach. All right. So between now and I can't remember the deadline that I put on the graphic. I need to repost the graphic because I don't want to tell you wrong. Chelsea, you know what it is, don't you?
Did you say the 15th?
Of what? Nope, that's not right.
Not August?
No, because it's September. It's September 10th, 11th, and 12th. So I might have said the week of, you might have had to be at like on the 9th. Like you had to wake up on the 10th as a diamond coach. August 30th. Thank you. August 30th was my date. So you have to wake up on the week of, I would even give you guys until, because September 2nd is the last possible like business week. So you would have to wake up on September 3rd as a diamond coach, and then that would be 1 week away from the actual virtual vacation. And you have to hit Success Club in August. All right. So I'll repost that graphic in all of the team pages so you guys can see that. But that's for you. That is for your downline. That is for anybody that's a part of your team. So how that's going to kind of go is Thursday night, there's going to be an opening event. We're going to do some like fun. It's obviously going to be through Zoom, but we're going to have some icebreakers, but we're going to have a guest speaker. We're going to have a keynote speaker that is going to be talking. We're going to have lots of stuff about just, growing on social media, recruitment, how to find your ideal team members. We're going to talk a lot about like diamond now what, like how do you actually go from diamond? What's the next phase of your business? What does that look like? We're going to have super trainers doing workouts with us, right? Also doing live Q&As. We're going to have an awards and recognition with lots of prizes and celebration on Saturday. So it's going to be sort of 2.5 days of trainings and team stuff and recognition. And we're definitely going to have some parties in the evenings where we're kind of getting together. We're hanging out. The full agenda will be finalized in the next week. So I'll be dropping speakers so you guys know who is going to be a part of that. And we're going to do sort of just like some fun little pods. We're going to pair you guys up on teams. We're going to give you a scavenger hunt that you're going to have to do for prizes as well. So I've legit been like collecting things and ideas. So I can't wait to kind of roll this all out as I get all of the details finalized. So you guys, it's a great push if you aren't yet diamond to get there, because this is just a way that I know we can't physically be in person, but it's a way for you to meet other coaches. It's a way for you to connect with other people. And we want to create that community, that culture, that vibe. We want to have that tribe so that when we do see each other, it's like, oh yes, I know you. Yeah, I may only see you as a tiny little square, but we know each other, right? So that's kind of the game plan, so that next year at this time, hopefully we're actually hanging out in person, doing something fun together. Okay, so I'll get all those details to you guys, but I am going to turn it over to Taylor. And Taylor, you can take it away because we have a special guest, and I'll share your story because I don't know that everybody knows the backstory of how this call came to be.
Okay. So, hi, Elise. I think you're on. I got your email. It said you're on.
I am.
Hey, it's good to see you.
So good to see you. I always love hearing Melanie's motivation and inspiration too. So it's so fun to get to tune in a little bit on the back end of you guys and your awesome business.
Yeah. So for those of you who don't know on the team, my name is Taylor. I've been a coach for 6 years. And as Melanie was saying, in the last 4 years, I have moved once a year, every year. So I'm in the midst of a move again, back up to Pennsylvania from Florida. So I'm at my parents' house with everyone in my family working from home because of COVID, and the dogs and the baby. So it's chaos. But basically, I had a baby in December, and I saw that Beachbody was doing a test group for pre and postnatal women. And at the time I was about 4 months postpartum. So I wasn't sure, like I've already been cleared to work out. I've been working out for a few months. I don't know if this will be something that, Beachbody would want me to participate in at all because I'm a little bit farther along. So I thought, and then I got into the test group, and it turned out it was Elise. And you all know I'm actually a professional dancer, is what my original career. So when I found out it was Barre Blend and was Elise, I was like, oh, yes, like my soul is just going to be so happy. And here I am. And then one thing led to another. Somehow I auditioned to be in the cast, and I'm one of the I'm a postnatal intensifier, but I use that lightly because I had to rein it in quite often. But I will let Elise just kind of, if you want to just chat about it. I know I'm getting a ton of questions, so I'm sure you have an FAQ handy of things that people have been asking you. But
yeah. Hi, you guys. First of all, thank you so much for having me. I absolutely love connecting with our coaches. You guys are out there in the world making what I've created and what I'm passionate about accessible to people. And I loved hearing Melanie talk too about this specific time. And I happen to think and really hope that this is the perfect time for what we offer. There are not gyms open, particularly in the pre and postnatal vein. On our last day of filming, I mean, we were actually filming with Taylor. Taylor was like a Zoom screen this big, and she's incredible, you guys. I can't wait till you get to experience her energy. But the CDC placed pre and postnatal women in the highest risk category for COVID-19, which means many things for your business now. And one of the reasons that, since we're talking about business, since you're all coaches, we decided, and I decided, to have the sample workout be fully accessible and shareable, meaning it doesn't have to live on Vimeo. You can download it, you can email it, you can send it to your mom, send it to anyone. No one has to enter any information into Beachbody to see it and get a little bit of a ride, a little bit of a 15-minute taste of this very prescriptive, very accessible yet intense trimester-specific program, unlike anything that's ever been created before. So before I talk and share a little bit about the program, I think this is a fantastic tool for bringing new people into BOD. There will be no such thing as a live in-person pre and postnatal class for the foreseeable future. And it is such an important time. I'm sure most of you, many of you are moms, and it's such an important time to focus on your health. And I know, and I'll also address that these are some of the questions I get from coaches specifically, because first and foremost, I care about your business and your success. And I really believe that we're offering something of incredible value at an unprecedented time where people need it more than ever. And so one of the things about that is the first thing I hear from coaches is, okay, well, when I try to talk to pregnant women, they have one of two excuses. Excuse number one, well, I'm pregnant, I'm gonna be gaining weight, I'm just gonna give it all up and let everything go, and I'll worry about it postnatal. And the coaches will ask me, like, how do I talk to those women and convince them that working out and staying fit during pregnancy is important? That category of client also tends to believe myths about prenatal fitness. They think you're not supposed to do core work when you're prenatal. They think, I should just be resting, and exercise is dangerous, and all of these complete myths that, it's kind of our job to debunk. But I know that client can be kind of hard to like get them into fitness at a time when they know they're going to be gaining weight in the form of a beautiful miracle. But so important. All of the latest scientific studies, and I mean the NASM, which is the National Academy of Sports Medicine, all the way to Scientific American, which is like the nerdiest publication ever, have talked about the importance of proper core activation and proper, safe, accessible exercise during prenatal, starting day one and going through postnatal. So even if the woman doesn't care about her aesthetics, I'm sure she does care about the health and well-being of her baby. Prenatal fitness has been shown to improve cardiovascular health of the baby, to decrease childhood obesity, diabetes, heavy birth weight or light birth weight. A lot of these issues, it's proven scientifically that exercise can help so much with the safety and health of the fetus as the baby grows. And then the other part of what I try to share with that woman is the pain management. And I know Taylor will speak on this. She's such and I want to go into a little bit about why I fell in love with Taylor and cast her amid such a great array of coaches. But pain is something that most pregnant women deal with, and there's two reasons. And again, women fall into two categories, and this will speak to the second category of women that are a tough sell on a pre and postnatal program. They think, and rightfully so, because I've done a lot of research in my 16 years of leading women through this experience in real life. Most pre and postnatal quote unquote programs, and I use air quotes when I say programs, is that there's very few pre and postnatal programs. There's a lot of pre and postnatal things where it's 3 workouts or 6 workouts, and they're just like, oh, do this, and they are boring. Okay, every woman, I'm not going to do prenatal. I've done the work. I've done MBF. I've done all these amazing programs. I don't want to do prenatal. It's boring. It's going to be too easy for me. I'll also let Taylor speak to debunking that myth. I am still working on mastering some of the moves from the A and B workouts in each trimester. But what I would say, and so those are the 2 categories of women. And getting back to pain management, number 1, not working out at all. You are going to, it's not even an if, it's a when you experience round ligament pain, SI joint pain, sciatica, prolapse. One of those, 8 main pregnancy ailments is going to happen to you if you're not properly activating your core, working on neutral alignment, and supporting your body during this time. Now, the other side of that is the people who are already BOD members that we want to experience pre and postnatal, who have done all these crazy programs, they are into it, they don't want something that's not going to challenge them, is that they overwork out. And, you know, there are certain things in trimester 1 you shouldn't be doing. You should not be doing deep core rotation. In trimester 3, you should not be doing advanced core moves. What does that mean? 10 rounds, MBF, the work, these programs that are phenomenal, amazing programs, so well coached and so well trained, are not good for your body during trimesters 1 through 4. They are the wrong amount of core work. And so a lot of the women who experience diastasis recti or coning are not women who aren't working out. They are women who have decided that they're going to continue with whatever they were doing before because they want to be challenged, instead of doing something that's still challenging but actually supports where their body is. And coning, diastasis recti, and a lot of pregnancy ailments come from extra, which is too much intra-abdominal pressure on the linea alba. So just like, without getting too super nerdy in science, the linea alba is a thick band of fascia that runs down the front of the human body, men, women, pregnant women, everyone. So clearly, as your belly grows, the linea alba, all of the layers of your abdominals, all of the layers of all of your abdominal muscles attached to the linea alba. As your belly grows, it gets more and more and more strained. So your growing belly naturally puts more pressure on the linea alba. What happens is, when you're doing really intense workouts, which are based on really intense core work, and that's great when you're not pregnant, it puts too much pressure and your abdominal muscles start to pull apart. It can result in a lot of pain and a lot of issues moving on, and a lot of challenges in postnatal recovery. Also, a lot of women experience, when they are overworking out during this time, one of the things that happens is that they have trouble losing belly fat postnatal. And here is some of the why, and I'll go into why this program is so good, and Barre Blend Classic as well, for losing belly fat. We have to remember that our bodies are meant to survive, right? They're meant to survive winters in caves. They're meant to survive famine. They are meant to survive running from tigers and bears. So what happens is, your core goes through a trauma during pregnancy. The pressure on the linea alba, labor and delivery, or a C-section, all major trauma for your core. So what happens postnatal? If your core is traumatized, and then the day you get cleared by your doctor, you run out and do 100 rounds of the crucible, your core, which has been traumatized, gets further traumatized, and then your body tries to protect it by building a layer of fat to protect the traumatized area of your body, which is why a lot of women don't understand. They're doing 2-a-days. They're doing these incredible workouts that are amazing when your body is geared toward becoming an elite athlete, right? Our body has different goals, pre and postnatal, and we have to honor them. That being said, we don't have to honor them with a super boring program that just sits there and breathes and doesn't get your heart rate over a certain amount. You know, these were the old standards. So I searched all around the internet to see what's out there for pre and postnatal women. And a lot of it is misinformation, and a lot of it that has good information is treating pregnancy as a condition. And the new NASM guidelines, which I got my certification through, allow us to treat pregnancy as a superpower, which it is. You don't need me to tell you, if you had a child or been pregnant, that it is the most incredible feat any human body can do. Okay. Don't talk to me about Ironman triathlons. Don't talk to me about labor and delivery. Don't talk to me about like running ultra marathons. Talk to me about being in trimester 3 and trying to run your business, right? These are incredible challenges for the human body. And this program is designed to elevate you. It is, I'm sweating my face off in A workouts, which are the first workout in each trimester. And I'm not busy creating life. And I am sitting here literally doing this workout in awe of the mamas out there. Like, you guys are my inspiration. I've always had an incredible passion for women's empowerment. And in Barre Blend, we wanted to keep it accessible for the like 0.005% of men that wanted to do Barre Blend. So I kept the messaging to people, which is awesome. But in this program, I get to speak to women. And let me tell you, women are so inspiring. Women are so powerful. You guys are that. So rest assured that you can tell your clients, you can tell anyone you're inviting to this program, this is not your mama's prenatal program, no pun intended. It is innovative, it is new, it is based on the latest NASM guidelines, which allow us to push women to their edge safely in a prescriptive, scientifically based way that's going to give you that belly-only pregnancy. You'll have the bar blend arms, you'll have the lifted, rounded bar blend booty. We work there, we have a whole day where we focus on inner thighs, outer hips, and lean legs while getting the proper amount of core work. You guys have valuable time. I won't sit in here and get into all of the incredible science behind it, but trust that this is 16 years I've been leading women from their journey to trying to conceive and preparing their body, for that journey, which is different than preparing your body for a marathon, and then helping them with core recovery, which is the focus of postnatal. Once you've done proper core recovery and you feel reconnected to your core and we've undone or helped rehab the trauma, then you can go on and do all of the other amazing programs. Your body will be ready for it. So just sing her praises for a few moments, because when we announced this test group, we had 1,500 coaches apply to be in the test group. I wanted to pick all of them, but our resources limited us to about 220. So we went through, and by me, I mean myself, my producers, my development and tech, an array of women from age 21 to age 42, first pregnancy, fifth pregnancy, women who've had a VBAC, women who've had C-sections, women with diastasis recti, doulas, pre and postnatal experts. I spent days, just literally spent my weekend looking at women's profiles. I wanted everyone represented. Women who were new to coaching and had never really worked out before and are a little intimidated by working out. Women like Melanie and all of our other amazing coaches who've done all the programs and are so skeptical of a prenatal program being challenging enough for them. Like some of them in their applications, they're like, I'm applying, but I want to do this while I'm doing the work. I want to do this while I'm doing 10 rounds. And we're like, well, if you get chosen, you're going to only do this and all came around. And after one workout, I sent them, we're like, wow, I didn't think Barre could be this challenging. My pain is gone or managed. There's a couple interesting things I'll share about the program, but the test group were collaborators, because I've been studying the science as it's grown and evolved since 2004 when I started teaching prenatal women. It's changed a lot, it's evolved a lot, but all the science and all of that in the world, if you've seen my Meet the Trainer video, my journey with fertility, I have not a child, so I've never had a child. So I wanted 220 women who have been through the experience to give me feedback. So I would drop workouts in the test group and they would do them. They would say, oh, we love this. Yeah, I could handle a few more reps. Yes, my heart rate was here. This is feeling. And then I would adjust and refine and send another workout. And then they would give feedback on that. So this was a true collaboration. I like to give credit where it's due. And our test group was a huge part of that. And then to Taylor, who is this epic professional dancer. When she would send in her videos, her feet are like, beautiful diva ballerina feet. And when we were going to cast, and this is a perfect example, bringing it back to what Melanie shared earlier, that if you place limits on yourself, or you tell yourself stories like, oh, this is not a good time, people aren't spending money, people don't care about fitness, they're just drinking wine or whatever, right? Kind of our job to repurpose that. But if you're telling yourself that story, you are limiting yourself. If Taylor said, oh, I'm 4 months postpartum, they're not going to pick me, they probably want people who just had a baby, then she would not have been in the test group, she would not be in our cast, and I would not be here today, right? So I just want to share that because I was specifically looking for women who were further than 4 months postpartum, who maybe went on a little bit too early to do an energetic or a program that, like a lot of women, the second their doctor clears them, they run out and start like running 20 miles and lifting heavy weights, and then wonder why they can't lose the belly fat and their core stays traumatized. So I wanted women who had made that choice. Now, Taylor did not do that, but she was 4 months out. But I really wanted to see if I could rehab women who made that choice and maybe cause further injury or couldn't lose belly fat doing 2-a-days, doing these calorie burning workouts. And they all, the results, you'll see some of the before and afters are amazing. But for me, whether you're 4 months postpartum, 12 years postpartum, 18 years postpartum, chances are you may not ever done a proper postnatal core recovery. It's different than other kinds of core work. And what it will do is absolutely crush the goals that you have when you do it. It takes, like a lot of things worthwhile in life, right? It takes a little bit of patience. It's not very glamorous looking, right? It's kind of like the work you guys do behind the scenes. People see your Instagram, it looks very glamorous, right? You get to live your life, you get to go on all these great trips. What they don't see is all the things Melanie was talking about before, all the hard work that goes into it, the behind the scenes, the back office. I've spent 16 years creating this program, and you guys have spent all of this time and energy to create your businesses. And it's the same with core recovery. Some of these moves, and Taylor, I'll let her speak to it because she had the actual experience, but they look very easy. And if someone watched you do them, they would be like, she's not doing anything. But in your body, when you're learning your body and connecting to your core, it is incredible that this work that seems very small but feels so challenging, the results physically, if that's your goal, are incredible, and the results mentally and emotionally are beyond. And so in T4, which Taylor is our intensifier, I'm glad I had her, because even the Pilates roll up, which is a very basic move, I mean, Taylor nails the intensified option. I am still learning to master the intensified option. I will never sit here and pretend that these workouts are easy for me, or that I just sit around drinking kale juice and Shakeology all day and mastering every move I do. Like, no, the reason I'm able to share messaging with women, I've been through challenges, I've been through disappointments. I've had people my whole life tell me what I can't do. I've had people tell me I'm too old for this. How dare you create a prenatal program when you haven't had a child? Like, all of the things. And people are always going to share their unsolicited opinions with you. And I think so much of what this program does is it highlights the superpower of women, emotionally and mentally as well, which is kind of why I enjoy doing it, even though I'm not expecting. But Taylor is seriously the star. We have Taylor, and then we have, you guys probably know of Ashley Molstead. Obviously, she's our #1 coach this year. She is the other postpartum mama who does the modifications. If you know, I build the program around the modifications. The modifications in any of my programs are not throwaways. They are not, okay, well, I built this program, and if you're modifying, just hang out over here and do a little bit less, or don't jump, or don't join us, or step tap. No, the modified options are intense, deep, and comprehensive in Barre blend in this program. A lot of people, if tempo is new to you, Barre blend, there's no breaks in Barre blend. It moves really quickly, and no matter how many times I share in the program that, hey, I start a move slowly, and then I move it out to the half tempo, and then I move it to the full tempo. I think a lot of people think if they're not going fast, they won't get results. This program is going to show you how moving at your pace and going deeper and focusing on depth of alignment is going to blow your mind when you go on to other programs. And when you have the right alignment and you've eliminated inflammation in your joints and in your spine, how much it helps your results. And when you move on to Barre blend. So yes, there's music, it's great music, but you don't ever need to feel like you have to keep up with it. So there really is something for everyone. I also think for coaches, this is a great program. If you are trying to get people into fitness who've never done Beachbody, you're trying to invite them into BOD, you're trying to invite them into your coaching team. They can be really intimidated when they see heavy weights and a lot of jumping. Because think about it, you guys are all super fit, but a lot of our demographic are women who are more than 40 pounds overweight. And they should be 60, 100, high knee jumps to burpee push-ups. They are not going to try fitness. If that's their first experience, it's highly likely they will feel like a failure and give up because their body's not prepared for that. This program will nurture your body like your 70-year-old mom with 2 replaced hips will enjoy it, will feel supported. And the Melanies and the Taylors out there who are elite athletes and can do it all will feel challenged, will feel sweaty. And anyway, I'm happy to share it, but I could sit here and talk for hours. I know you guys all have lives and families, and I always try to respect your time, but it is trimester specific and it is a full 12-month calendar. So we're dropping the calendars. I posted them on my Instagram now while we're still kind of creating them to drop into PDFs in BOD. Remember, we only wrapped filming like barely 3.5 weeks ago. So it's the tightest turnaround in Beachbody history because we wanted to get it to people. So post-production team is pulling things out. The ADLs, which are the activities of daily life videos, should be dropping this week. I also filmed, and this goes for my non-natals too, 30 10-minute enhancements. So if you've done Barre Blend, you know there are 5 10-minute enhancements. I filmed 30 more. They will be dropping 3 to 5 at a time over the next few months. There will constantly be new content. All 30 are pre and postnatal safe, which means they're really fun and exciting standing core series. They are literally for everyone. So this program is so comprehensive. You will have a day, a calendar to X off every day. You will see the workouts drop and you're like, oh, there's only X number in my trimester, but the A and B workouts all of the workouts have 3 levels, but the A and B workouts are meant to do over and over until you master at least the mid-level. And, I'd love to hear Taylor's thoughts on that, because a lot of people at first think, oh, repetition, that's going to be really boring. It is not really boring. The feedback from the test group, even from the 70% of the test group, when I announced this was how the A and B workouts work, were skeptical. They're like, no way, I'm going to get super bored. I'm going to master this once or twice. I don't need to do it more than that. And then they were like, okay, yeah, 3 months later, I'm still doing it. I'm still enjoying it because it's not tempo driven. You can throw on your own music once you're tired of my inspiration and do the moves. It is always something new with 30 10-minute enhancements to mix and match, plus ADL videos, which are activity of daily life moves, plus like learning the Turkish getup, learning these different things. There's so much new content. And this may be the first time I'm announcing this because we just got the official thing. They are taking original Barre Blend, and at least 6 of those workouts, I filmed modifications for pre and postnatal that are safe for pre and postnatal to replace the twist or the deep supinated core work or any kind of core twisting that they're inserting in. So you'll be able to do full Barre Blend workouts as well. So literally, if you find me in trimester 1, you will have a workout to do every single day of this program through your postnatal. Postnatal is personal. It depends on how quickly your core recovery happens. If you find this program in trimester 1, it's likely you'll get through trimester 4, which is postnatal, in 2 weeks, maybe 3 weeks. If you find me in trimester 4, you may need to live in the postnatal calendar for 5 weeks, 6 weeks, up to a couple of months before going on to Barre Blend or the other programs. But it's so specific. There's so much science behind it, but when the cameras roll and I speak to you, I really am speaking to you. I don't work off of a script. I don't have bullet points. I don't have notes. I'm familiar with the program. I have my development tech is named Dane. You may know him from MM100 in the cast. He is awesome at helping me create and all of this so that when the cameras roll, I really speak to you because I find it boring to talk about calories and devices. Like, I'm not going to create a program for Beachbody that's not going to get you aesthetic results, but I'd rather talk about like how we feel when we have these emotions or what's happening in our body and how that's a parallel for how to build your business, how to build your life. I mean, the things that I say in these programs, I think I always have my coaches in mind, even more than just BOD members, because I always want to give you something of value that does not exist anywhere else, that they're not going to find it on free YouTube videos. Okay. If they want to do a comprehensive pre and postnatal program, they have to join BOD. They have to join your team, and they will not find anything like this anywhere in the stratosphere. Certainly not for free, certainly not for $99 a year. And even though I know it's not a tentpole program with challenge packs where you would make the instant money right away, I really think that in the long run, having this program in our arsenal of BOD is going to help you bring new people on who then have mom friends from their mom groups and prenatal groups or dancer friends who love Barre Blend or want to do the work or MBF. I feel like this is a great kind of, I don't want to call it a gateway drug, but an opportunity to grow your business in that way too. So thank you for letting me share all of those things, and I'd love to hear your questions and you know, how I can help support you. I do have a non-natal calendar as well for those of you that love Barre Blend but want to try something that's maybe not so fast-paced and just as deep and just as challenging in different ways.
Yeah. So just to touch on what you said about the A and B workouts, I've had so many postnatal women say like, oh, there's only 2. How long do I have to do this for? And just a quick testimonial, when I saw there was only 2, I was like, oh boy, like this, I'll probably do this for 2 weeks, which you said was kind of the minimum. Within doing the first 2 workouts, I realized like I physically could not do like a bird dog. I could not do bird dog at the beginning. And like, I was feeling like pelvis pressure that I didn't even know because I had been doing other workout programs and jumping ahead. So I really focused for 5 weeks, and I was already 4 months postpartum and doing other things. So you will not be bored. There's always, even now, like I told Elise yesterday, I was like, I've actually gone back to the A and B workouts because I just feel like alignment triggering off and like some hip pain and back pain, which could be from multiple things. But these workouts have just been so good for me too, just to kind of refocus on alignment and proper form for anything, just for life in general.
Yeah, and as you know, the goal was to have all of the content drop on the 3rd, but they got the main programs out. But so you will have in postnatal those A and B workouts plus 10 30-minute enhancements plus activities of daily life workouts plus the modified Barre Blend workouts. So that's what I mean when the calendars are going to be very important. The calendar that dropped to BOD right now has 2 rest days, but to be honest, when we did the test group, so much feedback, because at first in the test group, I offered rest days. I like to give people 2 rest days where you do a roll and replenish, or you take a day and chill, because our muscles actually, that's, you know, you tear the muscles when you're working out, and it's on the rest and recovery days that your body uses calories to repair and build muscle. But in this case, the women asked me after 2 weeks in the test group, they were like, you know, I took the rest days and I was in pain, or my pain came back, you know, if they found me in trimester 2, 3, or 4, they're like, and when we do the workouts, we feel better, we have more energy, we're pain-free the rest of the day. So on the calendars that I've created that will drop to BOD, but are now on my Instagram, which is @Elise Joan Fitness. So if anyone's confused about how to work the program, my Instagram highlight reel, it says pre, post, and non-natal calendars. So you can enjoy it wherever you are in life. And to answer a lot of questions I get, yes, it is a great program if you are in the process of trying to conceive, because it focuses on internal health too, hormonal balance, lowering cortisol levels, a lot of the things that are going to help a woman have her body just ready to receive that miracle when the time is right. Yeah, it is a comprehensive program. And so on my calendars, I don't give rest days. I give you something, even if it's just 10 minutes modified, to do every day to help alleviate hip pain, back pain, knee pain, swollen ankles, these things that a lot of women will experience during this time. That being said, you take rest days when you need, of course, but it's an exciting program because this and Barre Blend, you know, they're safe to do every day. When you lift heavy weights, you need to take rest days. That's just a physiological fact. You can't do back and buys 2 days in a row. You will likely injure yourself. What's great about Barre Blend, we can go nonstop. You can do it every day. You can throw in a 10-minute enhancement while you're doing MBF. You know, you can keep it as a part of your life to help with strength and mobility and connection.
Yeah. The other thing too, with those 10-minute enhancements, there were days where Joya just wouldn't sleep, and I would be like, I can do 10 minutes and then come back and do another 10 minutes and then do another 10 minutes. So those were so nice to have postnatal too, because I was dealing with like, you know, just exhaustion I had never felt before, and just knowing it was only 10 minutes, you know, 3 times, I could chunk those together.
Exactly. I always want to set you up for success. The woman, I want the woman at home to know that I'm not going to create a program where you're not going to get aesthetic results. You're going to get aesthetic results. Doing Barre Blend pre and postnatal has kept me in shape through COVID. And I have had glasses of wine and spaghetti bolognese and all of the treats. I have ordered Taco Bell twice during COVID. Now I drink my Shakeology, so I'm nourished, but this is from Barre Blend pre and postnatal, these programs. And I always want a woman to feel like she's succeeding. I never want her, especially in pre and postnatal, but this goes for life and Barre Blend, and men too, but men aren't as, in my experience, self-critical or self-judgmental as we are as women. I very rarely have met a woman who said, you know what, I absolutely love my body right now. I love my body right now. Doesn't mean you don't have goals, doesn't mean you're not evolving, but I want to rebrand our self-perception. Loving your body right now. Maybe you have the COVID-15, but you're working out. Maybe you're in trimester 3, but your body is a magical miracle, and there's nothing like the female body. It's just, there's nothing as resilient, nothing as powerful, nothing as capable of creating life. And I think with this program, and I hope with Barre Blend, that's the idea. You should feel triumphant if you do freaking 10 minutes with a newborn. You should feel great about that. You know, all of my interest in prenatal, actually, my oldest nephew is about to turn 16, and it started, my sister lived across the country. Her babies are all healthy, thankfully, but she was not a glowing pregnant woman. She was a very sick, very morning sickness pregnant person. And then she had her second. So I remember she would Skype me and be like, okay, the baby's asleep. I may have 10 minutes. What can I do for my core? Okay, let's get some core recovery moves in. And that's why I'm a 10-minute person. Like even before Beachbody, I would create workouts that were 10 minutes so people can mix and match and create what they want. Maybe you have 10 minutes and you want to do core, and then you find another 10 minutes and you want to do legs. You want to do cardio. I just want you to feel like a success for pressing play, even if you just do the breath work. You invested in your health. And I think that as you build your businesses as coaches, when we can empower people to feel, the goal is not to get them to buy a program, do the first 2 days, feel like a failure and give up, right? We want them to do the program, feel amazing, and then want to buy the next program and the next program because they feel great. So for a lot of women, they're not going to start off being able to do 30 minutes of high energy, high knees work. They will be able to start off doing this or Barre Blend and then progress to that. But I hope that women feel empowered by this program, whatever they're capable of doing.
Yeah. Okay. So a couple questions. I think you touch on this in the getting started videos, but a question is, if you come into the program in your second trimester, are you supposed to start in the second trimester or go back to first?
Yes, this is where the calendars come into play, because obviously right now the program has dropped. Women are in T2, T3, and T4. And it is, yeah. So this program works a little differently than Barre Blend, which drops and it's like 60 days and you do day 1 and then you end on day 60. This is a little bit different. So I highly recommend watching all the getting started videos. I know I never watched them either. I don't read directions either. And then I'm like spending 40 minutes trying to figure out my ring light. And Nolan comes in, he's like, did you read the directions? I'm like, no, I didn't. He's like, oh, let me read the directions. 2 seconds later, like the ring light is set up. So I wasted 40 minutes by not. But it is all in there. But the answer to the question, and I outline it very specifically in my Instagram's highlight reel because it can be confusing. Again, the very prescriptive method of this is if you're in trimester 2 now and you want to start the program, you need to master the A and B workouts from trimester 1. And the reason is the A and B workouts from trimester 1, each previous trimester A and B workouts are safe for the following trimester. The only exception is postnatal, which I'll get to in a moment. But if you're in trimester 2 or trimester 3, I want you to master the A and B workouts, which are the fundamentals from trimester A or trimester 1, and then the A and B workouts from trimester 2. And then it's about, so essentially what I've dropped on my Instagram that hasn't dropped to BOD yet, because the calendars I dropped have included the ADLs and the 10-minute enhancements that haven't dropped yet. That's the only reason. But I did put them on my Instagram for now. And essentially there is a 2-week prep calendar if you're in trimester 2. And in those 2 weeks, you will learn to master the A and B workouts for trimester 1. And you will have the option to do the C and D and ongoing workouts from trimester 1. And then you will go into your trimester 2 calendar of those 3 months. 1 month, and remember each workout has 3 levels. So we drop a 1-month calendar, and the idea is that it will never be the same workout. You can add loop resistance, you can double up loops, you can go up to 5 pounds in this program. I've yet to meet anyone who could do 10 minutes of Barre Blend with 5 pounds. I maxed out at 3 pounds, which I need to set down. But in this program, because we work slower and we do different moves like halos where you're getting more mobility, you can go up to 5s. I'm not there yet, but I do pick up and set down fives in my postnatal workouts when I do them. So there's that option. Trimester 3, I believe your prep calendar is 3 weeks. And again, you'll master the A and B workouts from trimester 1, and then you can choose from all the trimester 1 workouts. You'll master the A and B from trimester 2, and so on. The only thing with trimester 3, trimester 2 is all about lift training. It's a ton of HIIT training, a ton of cardio intervals. There are Tabata drills, there are AMRAPs, there are pyramids, all different kinds of the classic interval training, because in trimester 2 and 3, the work surges are short and intense with longer recovery times. And by the end of trimester 3, this mimics labor. The work intervals are longer. So we go from 20-second work intervals up to 60-second work intervals. And the rest go from half the time of the work interval to like 1/6 the time. So it's all very prescriptive in that way. So in trimester 3, we do not recommend high impact. If you're someone who loves high impact, you've done it for 30 years, you cannot live without it, you can talk to your doctor about that, but it's very intense. So don't confuse low impact with low intensity. But trimester 3 for your prep calendars, when I say modified, I mean modified or mid-level. I say you do not want to do the jumps. Now trimester 2, your body's feeling good, no more relaxin'. The baby hasn't, added so much intra-abdominal pressure yet. So we encourage high impact options for people who've done our programs. And then there's trimester 4. If you've ever had a human child come out of your physical body, you start in trimester 4. You are not non-natal, you are postnatal. So you would start with the postnatal workouts. And the reason is because if you've had a tiny human come out of your body, your core has been through that trauma. I want to make sure that you recovered the core. You can recover the core 20 years after childbirth. You will just need to be in the trimester 4 calendar for longer. And lucky you, because you get to hang out with Taylor, and she's amazing. And if you can do what she can do in less than 4 weeks, I will personally come to your home and give you it is so challenging in a different way, right? So that's kind of how those work. So you can start it anywhere. If someone finds this program at 36 weeks, there is a calendar for them to follow. There's breath work for them to follow. And, it does take a little more understanding of the program, because it's not just I would have loved to have filmed 12 months of every single day content, but didn't have that luxury. But this is a really interesting, exciting program that I think, I don't think women will get bored if they do it for 12 months.
No, not at all. And I think this is a great segue into you as a coach. I know for me, I'm talking to a lot of pre and postnatal women. And so make sure that you go and watch all those getting started videos, because it's not like a regular program where you're going to have someone come in and everyone starts on the same day and there's this big launch. Like, everyone's coming in at a different place. I can have 5 women in trimester 2 that are on a completely different calendar just because of when they come in or whenever they start or where they were at before they started the different trimester work. So watch those getting started videos. And then I think you answered the last question, which was just, if you are postnatal and you're doing the A and B workouts, the question is about the prenatal workouts. Can you still go through the different trimester workouts if you're postnatal?
Yes. In fact, I highly recommend it. You just want to do the postnatal calendars first to make sure your core is recovered, and then can handle it, because, trimester 1, it's more intense, but trimester 1 is when women are in trimester 1, I created it expecting morning sickness, expecting women to have migraines, women to have low energy. So the trimester 1 workouts are prescriptively designed to elevate your energy, but you do want to be sure you've recovered. So you want to be sure you started postpartum, do those workouts when you feel like, okay, I've mastered at least the mid-level version. Then yes, highly recommend you go back and do trimester 1, 2, and 3 calendars. It is fabulous work. It is going to set you up for success in all of the more advanced programs. Like, everyone's like, oh, it's a beginner intermediate. I'm like, yes, because it's very accessible to beginners, but I have done a lot of workouts and taught everything at Equinox for the past 20 years. And I would put Barre Blend as far as challenging and intensification up against any workout. It just happens to also be based in physical therapy and rehabilitate your body, which is great. So if you want to go on and do the amazing high impact, super, super crazy workouts, that you're safe to do those if you've done this work, because you know how to support your spine with your core engagement. You know what neutral alignment is versus an anterior tilt in the spine. And you will know your body so well. My goal in this program, and I talk about it a lot, we use something called RPE, which is the rate of perceived exertion. So, and it's on a scale of 1 to 10. So it's pretty easy to understand. 1 being you wake up in the morning, you're walking to and from your coffee maker. That's a 1. A 10 would be going breathless. You should not be able to be at a 10 physiologically for longer than 45 seconds. We live in the program in the fat burning, metabolism regulating, hormone regulating zone, which is typically between a 4 and an 8. And then you can up or down from there. But like, what's an 8 for Taylor in postnatal versus what's an 8 for Stephanie in trimester 3 versus what's an 8 for me in elite athlete mode, if that's where I am, it's going to be different, but it allows us all to know, where is my 8? Where's my 8 out of 10 effort? I'm going to take that. And by the end of this program, you'll know and understand what's good for your body. You'll know the difference between intensity and pain. You'll know if you're doing a more advanced program and they are doing a move that's great if you're an NBA player, but you're a mom of 3 and you don't need to train for the NBA, maybe you modify. Maybe you take breaks. Maybe you will know your body well enough to know how to do the programs on BOD that are rated advanced, because you will have the body awareness to do them safely for you, right? So that's kind of my key, is to help women know their body, know their heart, know their mind, thrive in their work. It's why I resonate so much with coaches, because you guys are entrepreneurs. You're running your own businesses. You are making a positive difference in the world by helping people take control of their health. And I think now is a better time than any, because the people need what you have to offer now, and they need the accountability. If I didn't have accountability, it's my work, so I have to, but I'm one of those people who never thought I'd do at-home workouts because I need to show up at a class and be embarrassed if I roll up my mat and walk out, right? But when you have accountability, like you offer with BOD groups and all of these things, what better time than to be with a bunch of other women who are in your trimester, who are dealing with this, who understand what trimester 1 feels like, who understand what having a new infant and 4 toddlers feels like. It's the perfect opportunity. And so I think, in addition to selling the physical, emotional, and mental benefits of the program, selling the community, because they can't go to mommy and me classes now. They can't go to pre and postnatal classes and meet other women. They may feel extra isolated, right? So you are offering them a community of empowering women there to support them. I'm here. I'm very active on Instagram. So if you have any other questions about the program, I try to post in my Instagram feed. I have like 4 IGTV episodes all about, answering some of the common questions and things. I try to provide you with whatever I can. But if you ever comment on one of my Instagram feed posts and say, hey, I DM'd you a question, I will find your DM amongst the thousands and answer you. I care about the work you do. I want women out there going through this to feel supported and loved. And our coaches are the best to provide that. And that's why I'm so thankful for all of the work that you guys do.
Okay, so thank you. That just actually made me think of the timing of me having Joya. I had her just a few weeks before Barre Blend proper launched. And before I was cleared to work out, I actually just did affirmations every day. So I would pull a card from the deck, and I couldn't work out, but I was like setting that side of time to just like focus on me. So for those of you who have like brand new postnatal women, that you're dropping all those meditations in with the affirmation cards, that's a great way to get women just kind of setting aside that time to take care of themselves. And then I don't see any other questions, but I just want to say
we have the meditations. I also filmed 60 meditations, 1 for each affirmation card. They are not pregnancy specific. They are human specific, but those will be dropping again. They have to get, the thing is they have to dub them in different languages or do the subtitles and the closed captions and all of that. So, usually Beachbody, the team has months to do this, and it's been 3 weeks. So, everyone's kind of under, but they will be releasing the meditations in groups of 3 to 5. I believe there's a pilot meditation video coming out. I personally am not one to sit and meditate for 30 minutes, which is why I make Barre Blend and pre and postnatal Barre Blend 30 minutes of moving affirmation meditation. But my meditation is 3 to 5 minutes, which is all you need physiologically to shift your mindset. But I feel like moms, like who has 30 minutes to meditate plus 30 minutes to work out, and then again, you feel defeated. I've given up every challenge where they wanted me to meditate for like 45 minutes. I'll fully admit that I prefer to meditate while moving, but these 3 to 5 minute meditations, you can choose, like maybe you're feeling overwhelmed and you pop in, I am motivated in the middle of your day. When you're telling yourself the story, oh, no one's buying programs, this is the worst time, why me? Pop in the affirmation that you need to hear. And in 3 minutes, I guarantee you, you will get 20 minutes of energy from this 3 minutes of meditation. It's easy, it's accessible. It's a great gateway to people who find meditation overwhelming or have never tried it.
Yeah, that's been so great. Even just kind of like an active resting state whenever I was feeling like so exhausted, and I would just, you know, grab an affirmation card and do a little meditation and feel so much better. And yes, you guys, you will not pee your pants anymore if you do postnatal.
Yes, these are things that get discussed in our test group. And that was one of the major wins, is that then you can go on and do the high impact work without, like, some of the women's like, I've never had so many discussions about prolapse, bladder, any of these things in my life before. It's so, but I mean, these are real issues that this is what I mean by it's more than just the aesthetics. It's the pain management. It's the not peeing when you jump. It's the pelvic floor activation that's going to allow you to feel strong. That's going to allow you to lose the belly fat. It's just, I'm really excited about this program. So thankful for Taylor and our test group, all of our incredible test group mamas. I'm going live on Wednesday on my Instagram to talk with one of the women in our test group, Lizzie, who's a doula and a midwife. And she has so many amazing insights and loves this program. And it's helped her, it was her second pregnancy. And she said it was like a night and day different experience from her first pregnancy. And she knew a lot her first pregnancy because she was a doula. And this kind of takes it to the next level with the new theories. So it's just like, I'm so thankful to our test group and all the mamas out there willing to try this and inviting me into this really special time in your life.
Yes. Thank you so much. The messaging during this program too, I've been getting so many DMs just saying, you know, there's no conversation about like losing weight or any sort of aesthetic thing. It's just really speaking to moms where they are in their journey, whether it's pre or postnatal. I'm so appreciative of that because I know it was something that I really struggled with postpartum and just really focusing on me and this time. But I don't want to take up any more of your precious
you guys, it is a pleasure and a joy. I freaking love hanging out and talking to you, but you guys have family. I have just my dog and like doing Barre blend pre and postnatal pressing play, but I thank you for listening and wanting to understand the program. And it's like Taylor says to you, like, it should go without saying, if this is on Beachbody, you're going to burn calories, you're going to get the results, you're going to get strong. You will be stronger at the end of trimester 3 when you're at your heaviest than you were before you press play. I don't care if you just finished the work and MBF and whatever else, Barre blend. Because people always ask me, oh, I've done Barre blend, can I just skip to the end? I'm like, no, try day 1 and you tell me even after 3 rounds of Barre blend if this work doesn't kick your booty in a different way. But it is it's really fun, and I'm just excited for everyone to try it, and I'm here to support you guys. So thank you for taking the time out of your day to listen, and I hope this can help you with your business too.
Thank you so much. Mel, do you have anything else?
I don't. That was awesome. Thank you, Elise.
Thank you. So great to see you.
It was good to see you.
One of my OG Barre blend babes who believed in the program from the beginning. So I always love to see. Some people took some convincing, right? I had to post before and afters, and then we had a big influx. But Melanie was an OG.
Yeah, I know. And it's such a good program, and it did blow me away because I was like not sure, you know, because I'm so used to like Shanti, hardcore, you know, that cardio, that it just really challenged me in a different way. And I feel like if you've never done Barre blend, if you maybe have that kind of mindset, like lifting weights and that intense, like give it a try. You'll be surprised at how differently your body responds and how sore you are. So it's a wonderful program. I highly recommend it. Elise, you are amazing, and we're so grateful for your time. So thank you. And Taylor, so excited that you got to be a part of this entire experience. So you guys, I have a recording. We'll get it posted. Feel free to come back and listen. I learned so much from today that I didn't know about this program going into this. So thank you for sharing. You guys have a great week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye, everybody.